Hey, sports fans. This is Skylander Sports Scene and John Kuntz, the athletic director at Sussex County Community College, right here on WRSK 97.5. My guest this morning is Brielle Hilbert. She's one of our women's basketball players here at Sussex County Community College, a graduate of Wallkill Valley. She's in her second year playing basketball for us, and she's been one of our leading scorers over the last 2 years. So welcome to the show, Brielle.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. Let's start out with your high school days. I know, like I mentioned, you were a graduate of Wallkill Valley High School, and you played basketball there. Did you play any other sports when you were there?
Yes, I played soccer as well as basketball.
Oh, okay. During your playing days, what was that like, your high school career and the coach that you played for and how you developed and what you learned during your time over at Wallkill?
Playing at Wallkill for basketball, it was a great experience. It was so much fun, not even like just playing basketball, but making new friends, creating new, like family members, like sisters. Playing for Coach Pava and Coach Horniak was such a great experience. They kept pushing us to do great things and to work hard. It was just a great atmosphere to play and to be on the team.
Yeah, I know Coach Pavia pretty well. I know he's an excellent coach. What years did you play for him?
I played from 2012 to 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ed's a good guy, and I know he's back over there doing some coaching as well, right?
He's a great coach. Yep, he's coaching for the boys team now.
Okay.
The girls, yeah.
So he switched sides over to the boys. When you were in high school and you were playing, who were some of the top teams that you faced in the area?
Yeah, Newton was the biggest challenge for us. Every time we played them, sometimes they were close games, sometimes they were it was hard competition, but Newton definitely was. High Point wasn't in our conference, but they were a tough team to play against. And I'd probably say Kittatinny and Lenape Valley, they were tough. They were our rivals.
Yeah, there's some pretty good women's basketball teams in the local area. I'm obviously aware of Newton High School and the job that Coach Dugan's done over there, and up at High Point, Coach Dexter has done a real good job with that program as well. Before high school, growing up, you have a couple brothers.
Yes.
Understand, and they are also competitors and athletes. In fact, both of them attended here, Sussex County Community College, and played athletics for us. Tell me a little bit about that. Growing up, was that did they beat up on you, or did you beat up on them, or what did you learn during your time competing with your brothers?
I think definitely growing up with two older brothers was fun, but at the same time it was a little scary sometimes. They would, beat me up. They would make me go through everything they went through. It was tough, but I think I've definitely learned a lot from them. They pushed me. They always would take me outside when they were playing one-on-one against each other, whether in their basketball or catching a football. They'd make me come out with them and practice with them to make me better. And I think sometimes I never wanted to go out and play with them because I was scared they'd hit me and I'd get bruises. Not hit me hard, but mess with me to make me a tougher person. But I think going out there with them and playing basketball and playing catch with football or baseball or whatever has made me stronger, tougher, and smarter in that aspect.
Yeah, I think that's what brothers do. They want to succeed, but I think they also want to see their siblings succeed as well, and they're just trying to get you ready for the next level or the next step. And they've certainly done a good job in preparing you for your career here at Sussex. You had mentioned that you had played soccer as well growing up. How did that help you with basketball, do you think?
I think that playing soccer has not only conditioned me well for basketball, but I think that it's created it made me stronger in order to go into the basketball season. And also playing defense in soccer is kind of as similar as playing basketball. So playing defense on soccer, it made my legs stronger and made me focus more on, I don't know.
The game itself and footwork and that type of thing. I mean, there's great similarities, I believe, like you just said, in playing defense. You have to be able to move your feet. You have to be quicker. You want to try and keep your opponent between you and the goal.
Yeah.
So there's similar things in basketball. So I can see how those facets in one sport certainly carry over to another sport. Let's talk about your decision after high school to eventually end up at Sussex.
Mhm.
That process. Were you at the time, looking to go away to school? Were you looking to follow in your brother's footsteps and start here at Sussex County Community College and get a good base and play sports for a couple years? What was your thought process that you went through when you were making the decision about college?
Towards the end of my junior, like beginning of my senior year, I had all intentions of going away to play basketball or soccer, and then towards my senior year, I really leaned towards playing basketball at a four-year university. Um, and then my grandpa got like very sick, so like I decided to stay home to be with him. And I'm glad that I came to Sussex because it's a great atmosphere here, and playing basketball has been great. Meeting new people has been great, and I think that coming here has really made me not only stronger in academics, but it also made me work harder in basketball so that I'm more skilled to move on to the next level when I decide to transfer.
Yeah, I think I find that a lot when I ask this question of other student athletes. It gives you probably a better base, starting out at Sussex County Community College, academically and athletically. You get to see what the college courses are like and what the expectations are like in the classroom, as well as on the playing court. You get to see what the level of play is like and what the other teams are like. Well, we're glad that you chose Sussex County Community College, and you certainly made an impact here. Um, in the academic program, because I know you're a very good student, as well as on the basketball court. How is the game of basketball, in your opinion, different when you went through your years at Walkill and then you came to Sussex County Community College and you started competing against some of the other two-year colleges around the state of New Jersey and in Pennsylvania and places like that?
Compared to high school, college basketball is it's more fast-paced, it's more aggressive. In high school, I did have the challenge with like face guarding me, like people face guarding me. But I think that in college, it's been more of a impact towards me. Like they face guard me every game, and it's a difficult thing to deal with. But it just makes me and my teammates push harder to get those wins that we do. I think high school was serious and it was fun at the same time, and so is college. But I think that in college basketball, I've been working a lot more harder than I have in high school.
Yeah, I think every level that you move up, as you grow, from a young person to, middle school to high school to freshman basketball, if there was a junior varsity team, a varsity team, and then on to college, the competition becomes better. Players are faster, players are stronger, players are a lot of times very intelligent, and they know what to try and take away from you.
Yes.
They're aware that you're one of our top scorers on our team, so they're obviously going to try and focus on you, to try to prevent you from scoring, because if you prevent Brielle Hilbert from scoring, you will probably win the game, against Sussex County Community College, so they have those scouting reports. There are some tough teams in this league that you ladies compete against, pretty much on a regular basis. Let's talk a little bit about that. Most recently, we played a game against Brookdale. Brookdale Community College is down in Monmouth County. They are a perennial, tough, top-ranked team normally nationally, and other teams. Can you talk a little bit about those teams and what it's like facing them?
Yeah. When we played Brookdale the other day, we came into the game very nervous because they are the top team in our division, and they've crushed other teams in our league, and we were a little bit nervous. But coming into the game, we were probably down by like 20 points, and by the fourth quarter, we ended up we're only down by 9. So I think that it started off rough, but towards the end, we kept pushing and realized that we can beat this team. We can win, and we can put damage on them. And I think when we got a closer when we became closer to them, like scoring wise, I think they got a little nervous and was like, okay, Sussex, they're a great team. Like, we better pick it up and not take them easily like we thought we could have. Another good team in our league is Rowan. We lost them a couple weeks ago, but I think that we hung in there and we gave them a challenge and we put up a challenge, and we come into games thinking that, yeah, we might win, we might lose, but if we play hard and to our highest capability, we can win the games that we play against these hard teams.
Yeah, Rowan is an excellent team. Gloucester County at Rowan College, and Brookdale is very good. And in the past, Ocean's had a good ball club. So you play against some pretty stiff competition, night in and night out, every night that you suit up. You're listening to WRSK 97.5, your cruising oldie station, and the Skylander sports scene. My guest today is Brielle Hilbert. She's a women's basketball player for us here at Sussex County Community College and a graduate of Wallkill Valley Regional High School. Now, you've also done, you do a lot of traveling, much different than when you were in high school. It's pretty much fairly local travel, but you guys have been to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You're going to be headed in another month or so down to Atlantic County, New Jersey, Cumberland County, Ocean County, Gloucester County. And in doing that, what's the difference there? Is that a good thing? Does that create bonding amongst the team members, or are the trips, 2-3 hour long trips, one way to get to the location and then having to come back? What's your take on the travel that is required for a student athlete here at Sussex County Community College?
Traveling that far of a distance, I think it's a great experience. I think it makes the team closer. We bond, we laugh, we laugh so hard until we cry on the van sometimes. I think it's a great time to bond, to get to know each other, to get to know our coaches. I did like how short the travels were in high school, but I think I like the travels more in college, how long they are, because it just gives us time to get to know each other, bond, get ready for the game, and just have fun.
Yeah, I think that's certainly a part of the college experience. I would certainly agree. People will say, yeah, well, you got to drive 3 hours to get to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and then you got to drive 3 hours home. But a lot of things happen on those trips, and I think those become part of the memories of playing basketball. Over time. The scores of the games over the years may fade, but you may remember something that happened on a particular trip that was fun and enjoyable, and will bring a smile to your heart, in the later years. Let's talk a little bit about the classes and the courses that you take here at Sussex County Community College, and any adjustment that you needed to make coming from high school to college, and the types of courses that you're taking now, and what you're majoring in.
Here at Sussex, the courses that I'm taking and that my teammates are taking, they're very challenging, but I think that's what makes us better students and, pushes us. The professors here are very great with helping out if you're struggling in a class, and especially for student athletes, like if you're struggling or you have to miss class for a game, they work well with that. My major, I'm an education major, and being here at Sussex, sometimes people think that when you come here you don't get field work, you don't get to go observe classrooms, but the professors here and the courses I take have made me go to classrooms and observe the students and observe teachers to get me ready for a four-year university when I transfer.
So teaching may be in the future for Brielle?
Yes, definitely.
And maybe when playing days are over, unless you become a professional player overseas or in the WNBA, that maybe coaching?
Yes, definitely. I definitely would love to coach. Maybe not at a high school or college level, but maybe middle school or even younger kids.
That's great. That's certainly a great profession. And I think growing up over the years, you probably have you take a little bit from every coach that you play with, and you kind of form your own philosophy as a coach. And maybe in the future we'll see you coaching here at Sussex County Community College. That would certainly be great. I'm going to touch on a subject now that I know you don't like to gloat a lot about. You've been our top scorer over the last couple years here at Sussex County Community College. And, I'm going to rattle off some numbers here. Just in the last few weeks since the start of our season, 38 points, 29 points, 46 points against Cumberland, which broke the school record. Then you turned around a few days later and scored 50, breaking the school record again for both men and women out in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. 34 against Montgomery Community College, 24 against Brookdale Community College, one of the top teams in the state. You're up over 800 points for your career. I'm assuming your goal is to get to that 1,000-point mark, to crack that. and we're hoping you do, as long as you stay healthy and everything. Added pressure, has it been added pressure for you to produce for the team? You know, because you're the scorer. You're a lot of your teammates look to get the ball to, you know, to create something and to score points for us. How does that feel, being in those shoes?
I definitely see it as a lot of pressure, but I know that my teammates not only look up to me but also Keely. But as being the top scorer on the team, I think I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, because I think that when I shoot and I score, I put confidence in my other teammates to basically say, like, guys, like, you can shoot, you can score, you can do stuff too. Like, it's not just a one-man team. Like, there's other 4 of us out there, and I think that being in those shoes, it's fun, it's tough, but I love it. I don't.
It's the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
You got to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. Scoring this many points, I wouldn't have been able to do it without my teammates. They look to pass to me. They look to dribble and kick out to me. They look to set screens for me to get open. And it's challenging. Sometimes I'm face guarded, like every game, like I said before. Sometimes I have to just work to get open and, you know, create that shot. And it's challenging, definitely challenging, but I make it happen.
Yeah, I watch the games. You know, I try and watch it from a coaching perspective, and I can see how much, you know, when you're a player that scores a lot, you're keyed on, and teams will make you work harder just to get open, you know, to have a good look at the basket. And sometimes you don't, and you have to pass it up and move the ball, and then move your own body to get to another open spot.
Mm-hmm.
So they really make you work. They try and wear you down, so that hopefully they're thinking in the second half, you know, your legs will be a little bit weaker, you know, and you don't have that jump shot at that point. But, you know, up over 800 career points, closing in on 1,000. You know, I certainly hope you make it. We have only had 4 1,000-point scorers in the history of Sussex County Community College, and all have been men players. You would be the first female athlete to do it. You would obviously join that group. I'm not jinxing you here. We need you to stay healthy and everything. But one of those members, I don't know if you know, Chris Hendershot, is a Walk Hill Valley graduate and played for us back in 2001 and 03, between those few years, and he scored 1,200 points for us. So
Awesome.
that would certainly be a feather in your cap,
Yeah.
don't you think, scoring 1,000 points?
It'd be awesome. It'd definitely be awesome, but I'm looking forward to breaking the school's record for the wins for the girls. Right now it's 7. We're at 7 wins right now, so I'm hoping in our next game, we break that record.
You see that, folks? Good scorer, and she's humble too. We want to break the school record for wins. That's certainly a top goal for Brielle and her teammates. And if the 1,000 points comes, the 1,000 points will come, and we'll certainly celebrate it. You know, it's been an interesting year watching basketball here at Sussex County Community College, because not only have you been chasing this record, we have a fellow on the men's side doing the same thing. Frank Rios out of the Newton area. He's also over 800 points for the season, and to have 2 players break the 1,000 point mark in the same season is really unheard of. And you would be the first female to do it in the 25 years or so that we've had basketball here. So quite an accomplishment for yourself and for Frank, but we'll root for those record wins as well. Let's talk a little bit about your coaching staff. You've played the last couple of years for Coach Kate Gaffney, and this year she has a new assistant in Anthony Baylog helping her out. How are things going with that? What have you picked up from your 2 coaches, you know, this year and in the past?
Both of them are great coaches. They both instill confidence in us and push us to our highest capabilities. If they see us slacking in practice, they'll be like, what are you guys doing? Like, you got to push yourself. So you can't practice like this and then expect to play great in a game. You have to practice great and play great. They definitely are hard on us, but I think that's what makes us better players and makes us push ourselves, become better players, and to do great on the court for not only practices but in games as well.
Yeah, coaches need to motivate the players, and Kate and Anthony do an excellent job of that. They're very supportive of you guys. I've had many conversations with them about what we can do to help the women's basketball program. So I'm glad you enjoyed playing for them. What's the one part of your game that you would like to improve?
I would say my defense. I am a good defensive player, not to talk about myself, but I think that I would like to get more steals to help my team out to score more points. I work hard on defense, but I think I could take that extra step and work even harder and get those steals.
Yeah, the defensive part of the game is obviously a big part of the game. I think the spectators and the fans, they see the points being scored, and they say, "Oh, that's a great player." But many times coaches say, defenses win championships.
Yep.
You got to be able to stop players on the other end, and I guess a lot of times you are facing the other team's better guard, point guard or shooting guard, and it's your job to try and stop that person. How difficult is that for you to get yourself up to play defense, or are you fairly well-rounded that you get it, that okay, offense gets us the points, but we got to stop people too?
I think that taking the best player on the other team on defense, I think it makes me push harder because I know that they are the top scorer for their team, and I want to stop that person from scoring. Because if we stop them, then we can win.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, if you stop them, then win. If the other team doesn't score and you score one bucket, we win the basketball game. That's for sure. So defense is certainly a big part of the game of basketball and a big part of Brielle Hilbert's game. You're listening to WRSK 97.5, your cruising oldie station. My guest is Brielle Hilbert from Walk-Hill Valley High School. She's a graduate, and she's preparing to graduate here from Sussex County Community College this coming semester. She's been on our basketball team the last couple of years. Let's talk a little bit about your teammates. Now, you've given a lot of credit to your teammates and what they've done for you to get you the basketball and look to you at many times during the course of the game. And you had mentioned one of them, Keely, Keely McGregor out of Wantage, and a graduate of High Point High School, has been playing alongside you for the last 2 years, and there's a few other ladies on the team, obviously. Talk about Keely and your teammates.
I love my teammates. I wouldn't have been able to score as many points as I have without them. They work hard, they push themselves, and I think that Keely, she's just a great player. She always looks to score, but she's unselfish. She looks to the other girls on the court, and she works hard on defense. She gets our steals, and I think off of her steals is what gets our points. And then Brenley Kanakaard, she's a great asset to the team. Coming in, she played at Veritas, and she really showed herself. She has improved since our first practice, and she does a great job out on the court and contributes to our points, and her points is what gets us our wins as well. And then we have Hannah and Brittany. They're great down low. They're our bigs, and they work hard. They push themselves to get those rebounds, and getting those rebounds also gets us our wins as well.
Yeah, your teammates have worked really hard. I know the entire team has worked really hard, over the season. Hannah Del Rey inside, also out of Veritas. I think Brittany Walk-Hill,
yes,
also a Walk-Hill person. Emily Vernosky
yes.
has given you some valuable minutes too.
She's done great this year.
Yeah, she's done a great job and much improved.
Yes, I give her so much credit because last year she started off rough, and this year she stepped in when Keely McGregor got hurt, and she did absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more proud of her for stepping in and filling those shoes for Keely, and she's done great. Yeah,
Emily Vernosky's done a great job, and yeah, Keely was hurt early in the year. That was kind of a matter of fact, the first game of the season. Went down with a broken wrist, and was out there for a good 6-8 weeks. Just recently returned, so just getting back into shape. But I love Keely's game. I mean, she's such a competitor. She's tough. She's tough and mean. I kind of like that streak in her. She's diving on the floor for loose basketballs, and she can provide some points, take a little bit of pressure off of you. So Keely's done a great job for us. Jaylene, another member of our squad,
Yes.
has filled in admirably for us. Heather as well, Heather
Mhm.
Suling, done a great job over from Sparta. Grace Thewin, another player that's given us some minutes off the bench, and um, all teammates who have contributed to Sussex County Community College women's basketball this season. You're listening to WRSK 97.5, your cruising oldie station in the Skylander sports scene, and Brielle Hilbert from Wallkill Valley Regional High School graduate, and will be graduating Sussex County Community College in the coming semester of spring of 2018. Brielle, I wanted to ask you, who's been one of your role models in sports or in life? Who would that be?
I would definitely say my brother Cody. Seeing him work hard in basketball, seeing him score 1,000 points in high school, seeing him break the three-point record in high school, I think that has definitely pushed me to become just like him and break those records and try and even not just beat the other records, but beat him. I think from the start, from when I was little, he's pushed me. He's been outside working with me. Not only has he pushed me in basketball, but he's pushed me to do great in academics and just life in general. I would say that he's my biggest role model and that I love him.
And Cody is he's coaching, right?
Yep.
Now, so that's good. That Cody played here as a player for us for 2 years, did an excellent job. Also, cut out of that Hilbert mode, good student, and now giving back, and coaching basketball. What about your dad? I see your dad comes to all the games, as well as your mom.
Yeah.
And I imagine they're a great support system for you. I guess maybe growing up, maybe Dad coached a little bit
Yeah.
you, and I know he's done some AAU coaching and other things in his life. So, talk about Dad and Mom.
Both my dad and mom have put so much support for me and my brothers throughout the years. They come to every games. They support me in not only basketball but in academics as well. Sometimes they tell me things that I never want to hear but that I need to hear. And I think that my dad, after every game, even if I had a great game, he'll still find that one thing to criticize me on to make me a better player. I can't thank them enough for always coming to my games, for always cheering me on, for always being there and supporting me.
Yeah, that's what parents do. They love you, they support you, and they just want to see you excel and do better, and pick out things, especially from a coaching perspective. And if Dad's dabbled in doing coaching, he's going to say, well, you should have cut this off, you should have made that pass, or it should have been a bounce pass or whatever. But I'm sure they love you, and I can see that by the support that they provide. By coming to the games, and I'm sure traveling to away games.
Yes.
and things of that nature. Let's talk a little bit about the future. So, goal is graduated in May of 2018
Yes.
with your associate's degree in education. And I noticed after some games, coaches are starting to come around. Four-year college coaches are noticing, oh, this girl's getting, 38 points, 46 points. We better check this out. So, without letting the cat out of the bag, if you haven't made a decision already, what are you looking to do in the future?
When I graduate from Sussex, it's definitely going to be sad because I love the Sussex atmosphere, but Sussex has prepared me for the future and to transfer to a four-year university, which I plan on doing. I'm currently looking at Stockton, Kane, and FDU, not only for academics but also to play basketball and continue my career in basketball. I have not made a decision yet, but I'm still looking, but I'm ready to continue my career and to get that education and to keep playing basketball at a four-year university.
Oh, good. That's excellent. I mean, Stockton, Kane, and FDU are certainly quality universities and good athletic programs. I know. So I certainly wish you luck on your decision.
Thank you.
Going forward. So, downtime or things that you enjoy to do other than basketball and having to study and keep up with that, and I'm sure that takes up a lot of your time. So, are there other things that you like to do to kick back and relax or watch other sports teams, professional teams, or what have you?
Besides basketball and like being at school, I mean that takes up most of my time, so it's like hard to do other things. But I definitely enjoy just being with my family, being with friends. I like to create many memories, and I think that even though I'm with my teammates all the time, like during basketball and school, I still want to be with them outside of basketball. Like when we have our downtime, usually you'll find us, like our teammates and all of us together, just having fun.
That's a good thing. It helps to bond the team and keep everybody together. Well, I want to thank you for joining me today, Brielle.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. We've been talking with Brielle Hilbert, a basketball player here at Sussex County Community College for the last 2 seasons. You've been listening to the Skylander Sports Scene right here on WRSK 97.5, your cruising oldies station.